Well, it's never too early to start thinking about mitigating protest risks. Selecting the right vehicle, getting your requirements right, and so forth. But most successful protests seem to be based on mistakes in evaluation. In fact, government officials believe that among the most common grounds for sustaining protests are not maintaining adequate documentation, errors in how discussions are conducted with the offerers, flaws in the cost evaluation, and not adhering to the stated evaluation criteria. Let's take each of these grounds separately. First, the question of documentation. Evaluation teams sometimes seem to believe that the less documentation they keep, the fewer records they keep during an evaluation, the less the risk of a successful protest is. In our experience, that's not true. GAO does not expect perfection in the analyses and evaluations, merely that they're logical and defensible and properly documented. Moving on to discussions with offerers, these can be tricky because even-handed treatment is absolutely essential. If discussions are opened with one offerer, they must be opened with all. In fact, even if there's sufficient clarification questions back and forth between the government and a particular offerer, it can be counted as having open discussions, in which case all offerers have to be given an equal opportunity. Well, considering cost evaluations, the procedures must be established before you start the evaluation. That is, the bid model, the way you're going to do the discounting, any other cost-affecting things, like, for instance, transition costs that might be included, have to be set up before you start. In fact, although it makes more work for the acquisition team, we found that it's generally useful to actually give the offerers the bid model so that they can enter their prices and see their bottom line before they submit their proposals. Finally, failure to adhere to the established evaluation criteria. I can't overemphasize the deadliness of this mistake. If changes in evaluation criteria become necessary during the evaluation, you must amend the solicitation and provide that information to all offerers and give them a chance to respond. For instance, introducing a new evaluation criterion, ignoring an existing one, or even changing the relative importance of evaluation criteria without informing all offerers and giving them a chance to respond guarantees that any protest would be successful.